the-wisp, Lethal, Scipius, Obertum, Plancus, Fucio Trafum, Acascibis.
Hello guys, gals, and non-binary pals. We are here with a new video. This is an urban wizard's apartment. So essentially a modern day wizard who lives in the city. And you are seeing kind of like the beginning of the decorating, actually. I did like some fun stuff with platforms in this room, and then I guess I didn't film that footage, or if I did, like my screen capture got a little wonky. But I knew I wanted to have like platforms, I wanted to have levels in this apartment. I mean, I don't know if necessarily realistically this is like a second floor apartment, if this makes sense, but like the living kitchen area is sunken down. There's like a little entryway where it's like the hallway is the same level as like the front door. And I did do a custom front door using the tool mod for this apartment. So that's one thing that I wanted to do, because I didn't really want the door that was there. I also kind of decided that even though this was an apartment, since it's a wizard, maybe, you know, the windows very clearly are different than the rest of the ones that are in this building. But I decided maybe they're not actually different. It's just the magic that this wizard has makes them look different. But anyway, I had a lot of fun with this one. Honestly, would love to live here myself in real life if it were an option. But I did a lot of like playing around with the tool mod here because I wanted to have like these like old wooden elements. I wanted to have like the big columns. I wanted spandrels. And to like have everything kind of like set off in a way that looked like, you know, it was like it's been there for all of this time. But in reality, maybe this is just like your basic 1-bedroom apartment, but it's been like glamored with magic to look like this. So it's a lot of fun. I've got the 2 bits of columns on either side of the window here, and then here you can see I'm trying to decide what kind of curtain I wanted to use. I ended up using the long ones from the Desert Luxe kit, and you've got that like little area up there that you can kind of see in the bottom left corner of the screen. That's like a spell book area, like up on the raised platform. I actually need to play test and see if the sim can walk over there, but he can use the Cauldron. Well, you know, any sim can use the Cauldron. I ended up putting the lionfish from Outdoor Retreat over this window. Outdoor Retreat is actually a new pack for me that I've been wanting for a while, and now it's on sale because I don't really believe that, from what I understand, it's worth paying full price for, since it was like the first game pack we ever got. So it's not like as good as some of the others, but it has bugs, and I really wanted to be able to use the bugs in this from the bug collecting. So I end up putting like a little will-o'-the-wisp in the bedroom, and then I ended up taking one of the, I think it's called a dragonfly, and I sized the cage that it's in down and made it look like it's sitting on that little fiddle leaf fig that's like over here on the ground next to the couch, which I'll end up trying to feature a little bit in like the cinematic intro and like the footage I use for this. This is, I mean, kind of similar to that Whimsigoth build that I did last week, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for anything like magical, and I had like this idea where I was like, okay, I want to make a slightly shorter build this week. Why don't we do an apartment? And what if it's like a wizard, but like a modern wizard? So you can see like there's a lot of stuff that leads sort of semi-Victorian, but I also like, you know, he has like really modern stove and this fancy fridge with the glass front. And here you can see I'm playing around with the layout because I was like, do I want the fridge here? Do I want it there? Where do I want the sink? And then I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a dining table or a bar. And I ended up doing like an island counter instead of the table. And it worked. There's only one stool, but he can still get into the kitchen. And like the second stool would like cut into the stairs. And I was like, I'd rather have the stairs and just the one stool. And I mean, Sims can eat on the couch. And I also use the fancy new, you know, electronic trash can from the login rewards, which I think even if you didn't get them, you can still access them because they're in the game. It's just a matter of them being unlocked. But I think you can find them if you like sort stuff by color and mark the unlock reward option in like the build by filters. Here I am trying to get these rugs to layer, and it's so funny because like I wanted to have the round rug over the rectangular rug that's under the couch, and then I ended up giving up on it and just letting it be how it is. So, I also have the book nook kit, which I don't end up using stuff for, I think, in this like upper portion, because I like to like stack things on top of books, but we have an item in the book nook kit that lets you stack books in big stacks and then put things on top of those stacks of books. What a time. Anyway, here you can see I'm putting in some of the what's it called? I just said I got it. Outdoor Retreat. The little books, the herbology books, are so good for like a witchy wizard build. I didn't even know they were in the pack. I just knew I wanted the bugs. But it turns out there's like cute little books with mushrooms on them and like little potion-y looking things, and there's like a whole herbology skill. Super fun. Anyway, I'm doing a thing here that is from, I've talked about her before, the Sim Scrolls here on YouTube, where you take a cauldron and then you put the Spectre Sip from Paranormal inside of the cauldron and like size it up and lower it down. And then you hide like the Firefly bug cages from Outdoor Retreat inside and size them down so it looks like little magical sparkles floating in the cauldron. And then you like take the Ambrosia pet treat from Cats and Dogs and do the same thing since they sparkle, and it just looks really cool. So that's what I did. I also put like a little cauldron eventually in the kitchen on the stove and did the same thing, which I don't think interacts with the stove or interferes with it. I think it's set far enough back it will not. I will try to get this on the gallery, but you know how apartments are a little finicky. I think I still have that green apartment from several weeks ago. Probably 2 months ago at this point. My apologies that I haven't gotten up yet, because like I know you have to upload them as rooms, but I just realized you could upload it as a room and like do the thing where you make like fake walls that so it like it's still a room, but it's not like separate rooms. So I might do that. But this is a super fun apartment. It's in the 2A Jasmine Suites in San Myshuno. I'm not sure who lives here originally. But I kicked them out. So sorry to whoever that was from City Living. And here I'm really having a good time with those book stack items. I end up putting those in the bedroom too. And the Blooming Rooms like wall divider I use. Here I'm trying to decide where to put like the tea thing from Blooming Rooms that has little plants in it, because it just seems very like wizardy magic to me. And it ends up getting like a weird lighting glitch on it. I'm not entirely sure why, but I think I end up just kind of leaving it. And then I put some herbs, and I kind of do a lot of bouncing around here because I like decide, I'm like, where do I want all the cluttered? Where do I want to have gallery walls? And then, of course, I hung some custom placed aprons off like the little railing here, because I figure he probably wears aprons because in addition to cooking, he's probably also doing a little spell work here in the kitchen. And then I ended up putting these, I think they're base game, I'm not too sure, the rounded curtains, and these really fought with me the entire time because they kept disappearing, either through things getting deleted with that glitch where you put like wallpaper up and it takes stuff off the walls or even off of tables or whatever. You might see me place them one or two more times, honestly, because of course I sized them down with Tool and then lowered them down. And here I am hunting for, I don't know what it's from. It could be base game. It's that object where it's just like the paintings that are leaning against the wall. I do eventually find them. And there's really only one swatch that I think works for this kind of build, and it's the one that has like this sort of like, I mean, I'm sure it's Simlish, but I think it looks like Greek lettering. Two of those I end up putting on top of these cabinets because with the tall wall height that's in this apartment, I feel like you can't just not put stuff on top of the cabinets, which is great because I like putting stuff on top of kitchen cabinets in The Sims anyway. If my cabinets in my apartment did not go all the way to the ceiling, I would do the same thing. Here you can see I originally put up like the painted canvas object, and then I am taking that down because I eventually do find the one that I wanted. And I also struggled in this to like use hanging lights, like overhead lights that were long enough. So I did end up using these like long ones in the kitchen that I think kind of look magical. They're not as fun as like the movie hangout lights, but I use those a lot. I don't know if I ended up using these in here or not. I think I did not. I think I put in the ones from Paranormal, and I think I did it in the bedroom since you'll see I raised the platform where the bed is, so it's not as far down for the lights to hang. And here you can see I'm playtesting to make sure, because I'm doing that thing that I've done a couple times now where you take the Cauldron object with the tool mod and size it down, and then I tilt them a little bit so it looks like cauldrons stacked inside of each other. Because they are cauldrons stacked inside of each other. That's what they are. And it's just, I feel like it's just a nice storytelling clutter object for this sort of magical type of build. So I did that again, and it does not get in the way of the footprint. And I think it's high enough up that your Sims won't try to cook mac and cheese and stuff in them. Hopefully, because I don't think they can get to them. So that's good, unless the game still thinks they're down there. But I raised them up high enough to where I don't think it will. And then I made a custom little plant up here. I put that citrus tree inside a vase from, I think it's from Get Famous. And then I ended up putting there's a little piggy statue, which I think I used in the Barbie build a couple weeks ago. I put him there, and then I ended up putting that eagle, the Horus statue from, I think it's Paranormal, on the other side. I don't know if I do that now or later. I ended up putting this little lion guy on the counter, and then I put in some utensils and some canisters, and eventually I do the thing that I like to do where I take that spell book object that's already up in the little spellcaster area, up on the raised platform in the living room, and I put it as a small sort of recipe book spell book on this counter that has the little lion sculpture guy. And then I eventually gave him a coffee pot. I think everything works. Since the stuff on the corner counter is set far enough back, he can still use it. There's a little bit of clipping, but it doesn't bother me that much. If it bothers you and you'd like to download this, you can, of course, take the stuff off of there. And because I did give him that coffee pot in the corner. I give him a purple one. Because I feel I don't know, I lean more classic Victorian style in a lot of my builds, but he has a modern coffee pot. And he is a modern-day wizard, an urban wizard. That's what I'm calling this. There's the spell book, and then I end up putting the little scale from Realm of Magic in there. There might be a little more cluttering I do in the kitchen, but not a ton, because I wanted it to still be functional. But I just enjoy doing the storytelling through collecting objects and putting them all over the place, and seeing what kind of things that aren't necessarily from the occult packs that lean that way, where they makes a lot of sense. So, lots of little boxes with little clasps, chests, little sculptures. And I didn't end up putting putting cat things in this build. I got close, but then I realized there's not really room to put cat stuff. You could probably take out that shoe rack and put a cat bowl there, or a cat tree if you wanted. And then this is where I kind of wanted to lean a little more modern, because I use that sort of more industrial looking table, and made a little gallery wall here, put some candles. I just using candles in a lot of my builds, because I like the warm glow they give off. And of course, now that I have the Better Build My mod, I do the thing where I change a lot of the lighting to the warm yellow. And you're kind of missing it here, but I did end up putting one of the little specter jars from Paranormal stuff up on top of the kitchen cabinet. And here is where I'm playing around with the layout, because this was originally, there's a bathroom there, and it ended up making it to where it's a big bedroom, and the bathroom space I ended up turning into a raised platform for the bed, which ended up being a platform bed from maybe Seasons. It's not completely blue. This is a very blue heavy apartment, because I think a lot of us just associate wizards with blue and gold and the stars. So lots of blue in this, and I ended up using the vampires wallpaper that has that sort of luster to it, depending on how the light hits it, which is fun. It's actually a really good wallpaper for any sort of older looking or like sort of like magical leaning sort of build that you can make. I use it a lot, usually in different colors. I do this thing a lot where a lot of stuff is like color themed. Sometimes I try to mix it up, but I don't know. This one is definitely like very blue heavy, but it's like a fun sort of like magical dark blue. And there's a lot of paranormal stuff in this. He ends up having that that painting of Guidry above the bed. Maybe he's a paranormal investigator. Maybe, because I know, what is Guidry? He's supposed to be like a womanizer. I'd like to think maybe this little wizard that we got might have had a little dalliance with Guidry the ghost back in the day. I think that's fun. And maybe he's like got that up above his poster because he's like, I'll never forget you. Because, I don't know. A lot of Sims that I make and a lot of storytelling I do in The Sims tends to lean a little more queer. So I just like that idea. If you guys download it and want to put like a wizard or a spellcaster in here, you don't have to do that. You can get rid of the thing of Guidry above the wall, above the bed on the wall if you so choose. Here I am trying to decide what kind of window I want. I think this is the window that we were supposed to get in the Industrial Loft kit, which I don't have the kit, but I think the window, if you remember from like the promo image, it was like there, but it wasn't included in the kit. And so people made a rightfully like a big stink about it. And here I am putting in some spandrels above the entrance to like the bed area. And then I ended up hilariously using the same bed that was already in this apartment. And I didn't know because I like flipped the layout and I ended up putting like a little bathroom in the corner. Here I am trying to clutter up the long hallway a little bit. And of course, I'm using the paranormal stuff gallery wall item because it's one of my favorites, and lots of like moon things. Here's where I put in just like a little bathroom. And I ended up turning this bedroom into like a library study area. And there's like a little entryway where I put some plants and this movie hangout like starlight. And the bathroom itself is like pretty modern day, normal looking. I ended up putting like little propagation station from the Blooming Room kits in the shower, as though he's like maybe growing some magical plants in there. And here I finally get to use the bookshelves I've wanted for ages from the Book Nook kit, because it's so nice to have this little bookshelf, and they're modular and stuff slots to them, which was a little annoying at times because I wanted to like custom place things. And like you can put them underneath windows and it doesn't look weird. Ugh, it's so nice. It was worth the $5. I kind of wish the kits would go on sale when they have the big Sim sales. I understand why they don't, but, you know. And honestly, I think a lot of the kits should be like $2.50, if I'm being honest. I don't know if it will ever happen. Maybe once The Sims 5 comes out, but who knows. And then here you can see I'm like putting in some curtains. These are from, I think, base game. Eventually, I'm going to get High School Years because I want those like sheer curtains with like the diamond pattern on them, but I haven't gotten High School Years yet. I almost got it for this sale, but instead I did Outdoor Retreat and the Book Nook kit. And I almost got Dream Home Decorator too, but I didn't. And here you can see I'm putting in some more books, stacking them up. I ended up putting that moonstone item from, I think it's Crystal Creations. It's got like a fun like glow to it in live mode and makes a little sound that's very magical. And then I gave him a little mirror and a semi-gallery wall here by the bed. And I ended up stacking more books around here. I had a lot of fun with this one. And here's where like the curtains fought with me because I was trying to put ceilings up and it kept deleting my curtains. So you might see me put the curtains back in, or you might not. I'm not sure. But here we're kind of doing like some finishing touches. There's of course always a few things I ended up adding off camera. But for the most part, you kind of got to watch this whole thing come together. I might do a few more apartments. If you want to see some like more occult apartments, maybe let me know. Because I had a lot of fun with this one and like cluttering it up and doing the storytelling. But that's about it for this one. We're going to move into some little cinematic stuff and the video tour and some screenshots. Thanks for watching this one, guys. Appreciate you. See you later.
Tony